Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. Before we dive into today's Kiki, which is my conspiracy theory that this whole beef feud going on with the Real Housewives of Orange County is nothing but a fake feud for storylines and to get Kelly Dodd back on the show. But before we dive into what is going on, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community. Check out the description box down below and shop our love collection. So with that, you guys, let's dive right on in. Okay. So this is according to Reality Blurb, and it says, the Real Housewives of OC, Kelly Dodd, says she has, quote, a lot of dirt on Shannon Beador. Slam Shannon's phony reconciliations with Tamra and Vicki, plus she shades Tamra. Kelly Dodd found herself in hot water with both Shannon Beador and Tamra Judge after she and husband Rick Leventhal discussed the latter's sex life with husband Eddie Judge on an October episode of their podcast, The Rick and Kelly Show. After the former Real Housewives of Orange County cast member said on the show that Shannon's boyfriend, John Jansen, had shared information about the couple's intimate life with Rick. Rick admitted he was regretful about naming John as his source, but noted that Tamra and Eddie's private life should be fair game for the public. Side note, I don't know if I agree with that, Rick. I don't think so. This is the thing. I get people can be on reality TV shows and you're sharing your life, but there is things called boundaries. There are some things that you want to be transparent and authentic about, but there's also things that are just sacred and private. So I actually don't agree with that. I don't think that somebody's sex life is fair game just because they're on a reality show. Like, people are still human beings. And it's giving me very thirsty vibes from Kelly and Rick. Like, stop it. And quiet as it's kept, I was kind of, warming up to Kelly. And I've always liked Rick, and I was kind of warming up to Kelly, but I don't know about this. I don't know about this, but let's keep going. I was wrong for betraying John's trust, but the fact is, Tamra and Eddie have both talked about their sex life publicly on their show repeatedly. So for us to mention what Eddie said to John about their sex life, it shouldn't be a big deal because they're the ones bringing it up. Rick said on his and Kelly's series earlier this month via Heavy. Again, I don't agree with that. I get it. It's like if I talk about my mom, I can talk about my mom, but you better not talk about my mom. Do you know what I mean? Or like, if I talk about something going on in my life, it's fine. But when you do it, it's not fine. Especially because, again, this is where it gets really tricky when the co-stars or the ex-co-stars, turn into content creators and YouTubers. It's like Dr. Heavenly on Married to Medicine. So she's like, well, you talk about, your husband and this, that, and the third. Well, that's one thing. A, you're a cast member or an ex-cast member. And B, you're supposed to be my friend. So the lines do get blurred when you then start a YouTube channel. When you then become a content creator, the lines get blurred. So I get why they would be pissed. And there's also things that you choose to speak about publicly that you might tell your friends privately, which is what happened in this case. It seems like, sorry you guys, I don't know what is going on with my freaking TV. Sorry about that. But it seems like that is what happened in this particular case, right? It seems as though Eddie and maybe Tamra, but definitely Eddie, was speaking in confidence to John about something in their sex life privately. And I think that that's just the line you don't cross. So I'm definitely team Eddie and Tamra on this one, and also team Shannon and John, because it was wrong for John to have repeated it, but it was definitely wrong for Kelly and Rick to publicly put it on blast. Okay, now let's keep going. Dun, 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 dun. Rick then read a message he received from a listener on social media who wasn't happy about Kelly's comments regarding her issues with Tamra and Shannon. You put Shannon and John in a bad predicament. Now you are bashing her and Tamra on your podcast. Not cool at all, their message stated. According to Kelly, Shannon recently chose to end their friendship, which they had been maintaining since her exit from the Real Housewives of OC in June 2021. And when it comes to Shannon's current relationship with Tamra and Vicki Gunvalson, which are newly reconciled, she's not convinced they are genuine. Instead, she believes they're for show. First of all, Shannon is not my friend, okay? When I was talking to Shannon, I tried to get Vicki and I tried to get Tamra together, okay? And Shannon didn't want to have anything to do with them. All of a sudden, now they were thrown in the mix, and now she wants to talk to them because they're her bread and butter, she explained. After Shannon ghosted her, following her apology for the things Rick said about John, Kelly said she knows plenty about Shannon that she hasn't yet revealed. I've got a lot of dirt on Shannon. A lot, she warned. I haven't said anything except, okay, maybe I talked about the Instagram. Who cares? But I don't talk about what really goes on in her life, which, okay, so. I don't like that. I don't like that, Kelly. I don't like someone who I'm friends with, and then the moment we have a falling out, you threaten to tell my secrets. Like, were you ever my friend? As for Tamra, she stopped talking to Kelly as well, which Kelly finds highly hypocritical considering the frustration she voiced against Shannon after Shannon quit speaking to her and Vicki following their own exits from the Real Housewives of the OC. The very thing that Tamra got mad about Shannon is what Tamra did to me, Kelly stated. So this is the thing, and I want to know what you guys think. I'm of two minds of this. I have one mind that I'm like, is this sort of like a fake feud that they're putting together? Like it's kind of a nothing burger that they're trying to blow up because they want Kelly back on the show and they definitely want to get rid of Heather Dubrow. They probably want to get rid of some of the other girls. And I know that they wanted Kelly back. And by they, I mean Tamra and Vicki and probably even Shannon. So I don't know if this is a real feud, if you even want to call it that, or if it's just them creating stuff, sort of like a Erica Jane and a Dorit Kemsley, where they're trying to create this tension. They're trying to create this beef in order to have relevancy, in order to have a storyline, in order to have a reason to bring Kelly back on the show. So there's a part of me that thinks there might be just some of that going on. Also, very much what Teddi Mellencamp does on her Two T's in a Pod podcast, where she's constantly talking, she's constantly creating problems that don't exist, and you're kind of just like, Teddi, shut up, like, stop. So I don't know if there's some of that going on, but then if it's not, if this is a genuine, they're beefing, I'm kind of like, this is the thing, I'm definitely team Shannon. I really like Shannon Beador. I think she's really cool. I really like Shannon. And I get why Shannon stopped talking to Tamra. Tamra dogged her out. Let's call it a thing. Tamra dogged Shannon out. She would be a friend to her face, and then she would dog her out and laugh at her and talk about her like a dog behind her back. So I get why Shannon stopped talking to Tamra. I'm not a big Tamra Judge fan. I think she stirs the pot. She's very weird. She lies. She manipulates. She pins people against each other. I'm not a big Tamra Judge fan. I like Vicki Gunvalson a lot. I'm happy she's back to whoop it up. I think Vicki just wants to be included. You know, I don't think Vicki's like feuding with anybody. I think she's just like wants her orange back. Now, Kelly, we know can be problematic. Yes, but I also like Kelly Dodd. I like her. Some things she said, you're like, girl, rein it in. But I like Kelly. But I do think that Kelly and Rick both overstepped with talking about Eddie and Tamra's sex life. If it was told in private and if it was told in confidence, I think you have to respect people's boundaries and not overstep with that. Now, I got to go do a deep dive to see exactly what they said. And if it's not too salacious, we can report on it. But if it's too salacious, I'm going to respect the boundary and not report it because there's a bottom to my petty. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. Do you think this feud is real? Do you think it's fake? And also, do you care? Will you even be tuning into the next season of The Real Housewives of OC? And if so, do you want Kelly back or do you not want her back? And do you think that, the Tres Amigas getting back together, Tamra, Vicki, and Shannon, do you think it's fake and just for the show? Or do you think that these girls are actually back being friends? So put it down below. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. Check out the description box down below and shop our love collection. With that, you guys, I'll see you next time. Bye!
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!